And this is the KICKER CXA 800.1 amplifier from KICKER. Let's find out how much power this amplifier can do. We're gonna throw it on my amplifier dyno and see how much power it does for $300. And I think it's on sale right now. It's rated 300 watts RMS at 4 ohms. Can we get 300 watts? 4 ohms certified. Numbers on the left is the actual power. Numbers on the right is how much power it's taking, and that percentage is the efficiency of the amplifier. Real time. 379 watts when it says it will do 300. The next test is going to be uncertified. We try to keep it around 10% THD, and this is really what you're gonna hear in a lot of cases. Not every single case. 4 ohms uncertified. Wow. Okay. 454 watts out of this amplifier at 4 ohms, uncertified. That is impressive. Next up is 2 ohms. It's rated 600 watts RMS. Let's see how much power we can do certified. $613 watts certified. Now let's do an uncertified score up to around 10% THD, or full tilt boogie, some may say.
It's my favorite part. All right.
2 ohms uncertified. Wow. Okay. So it almost did the 1 ohm rating, uncertified at 2 ohms. And even though we were clipping a little bit, still 74.6% efficient. That's pretty impressive. And talk about getting the power where you need it, and that's around the 4 to 2 ohm range when you're going to be wiring this amplifier at 1. This amp is rated 800 watts at 1 ohm. On the burst sheet right here, it says 892 watts. Can we get that? Wow, okay. 865 watts, a little bit less than the burst sheet, but still pretty close. See, we're at 1.1 ohm, so I'll give it a win. All right, so the last test, 1 ohm, uncertified, literally full tilt boogie. Let's see what this amplifier can do.
You're gonna see some serious
Okay, we got 1,057 watts uncertified out of this amplifier. 64% efficient. As you can see, the efficiency starting to drop, but that's because we are at 1 ohm, and that's a lot of power out of this little amplifier, man. I do not have big hands. That is super impressive. Let's just try a 1 ohm dynamic burst, see what it can do. Literally the same. Literally the same. And that's at 1 ohm. Let's do 2 ohm. Let's do 2 ohm dynamic burst. 743. 753. So about the same there. How about at 4 ohm dynamic? 444. 446. That's not bad. The biggest amount of difference, I would say, is just the certified and uncertified scores, and that's pretty much almost a dynamic number in a sense with this amplifier. It seems like it's pretty on par. And dynamic numbers, sometimes when an amp dyno shows really impressive dynamic numbers, it's not always a good thing. Some amplifiers that have really high dynamic numbers compared to a regular test that we did here, certified, uncertified, usually means that the power supply is not strong enough to have it do that long of a test. And that's not a good thing, just in case you were thinking. So the one bad thing about this amplifier is probably the fingerprints. Other than that, it did amazing. 1,000 watts, under $300 with the KICKER name. These amplifiers are next to bulletproof, aka dummy proof. To understand how much power you're going to see from this amplifier when you run it at 1 ohm in your car, on a KICKER Comp Q, I don't know, anything KICKER or any other subwoofer at 1 ohm, how much power are you really going to see out of this thing? Well, you might want to check out my live stream that I just did and dynoed this thing and also showed how much power you might see in your car with this wired up. I wanted to do the amplifier portion first just because people love to see the numbers count up.
Count those numbers up.
I love Big D, Williston, Audio Labs, Amp Dynos, but let's take a look at the amplifier. I know you guys might know this thing already. This thing is nice. It's got 4 gauge input terminals for the power and ground, and then it's got the remote wire as well there. And then it's got spade connectors for the output section. The spade connectors, I know they're not the best thing, but again, this is the budget, practically entry level for KICKER amplifiers, but it's strong and it does the job. Now on the back here, daisy chain multiple ones together with having one set of RCAs, saves you some time if you know what you're doing. High level, low input, gain, crossover, and bass boost. And of course, there is a separate bass knob you can buy for this.
Grab his
Bass knob.
twist it!
Oh my god, dude!
Now this does have a built-in subsonic filter, and I know a lot of people might not even know that's a thing, but for the ones that do, it is set at 25 hertz, and sometimes it comes in handy, sometimes you might not even need it, but it's nice that they put this together, so just so you don't blow up your speakers just in case. You never know, man. You just never know. Things happen, and then you start playing Bass I Love You, and you're like, whoa, what is my woofer doing? And next thing you know, it ain't moving anymore, and it's jumped the gap. It happens, let me tell you. KICKER amplifiers are really easy to dyno just because they do rated, they do a little bit more, and I feel like the biggest takeaway of any KICKER amplifier is its longevity. And it's, I would say, how it's built to withstand big dummies. Just because you never know, you might wire this thing backwards, you might wire it too low, your electrical might not be perfect, but this amplifier is going to be more forgiving than the next one you might buy. So if you're thinking about buying a KICKER amplifier, know this. If this thing has a problem, you're doing something really wrong. And if it is something on your end, KICKER tech support would be happy to help you. And yeah, I do live streams. I like doing Q&As. They're fun. But at the same time, they will take care of you and they'll actually get you going down the road that you need to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my Patreons, to the Green Team members, and thank you so much for watching another Amp Dyno with Andy. Love you guys, and as always, stay living loud.